Good afternoon, everyone. I think it's afternoon for everyone in Africa. Good day to whoever will be watching or connecting from all over the world. Welcome to our very first Africa R Users Meetup. So this is a platform to showcase our work done in Africa. And in each of the meetups, we will have a presentation and a code walkthrough and just discussions to build community. And it's a platform for Africans to showcase their work because we're always learning, right? So this is a platform to showcase your work. So our speaker for today is Ezekiel Ogundepo. Ezekiel is an adaptable data science with more than 10 years of experience in interpreting, analyzing data in a fast-paced environment. He is an R evangelist and RStudio and Tidyverse Certified Instructor from Nigeria. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Ezekiel, who can further introduce himself, add some spices to his introduction, tell us more about himself, and go straight to his talk. Over to you, Ezekiel.
All right, thank you, Nomalinkilo. All right, so my name is Ezekiel, and I will be taking you through forstringr package. So this forstringr package is used to manipulate string in R. Where before I move to that, all right, I'm a data specialist at 54Gene. Okay, 54Gene is a biotechnology company in Nigeria, and we have branches in the US, Tanzania, and other African countries. Great. So why forstringr package? Of course, there are so many packages that can manipulate strings in R, such as stringr and stringr. But let's see why we also created this forstringr package. So based on the motivation of forstringr, we have this Stack Overflow question: extract the first or last end character of a string. So this user wants something in Excel, something like left function, right function. And as you can see it here, okay, this guy wants something like this that Excel can actually do, right? But he wants to do it in R. So that is why we have a function like xcr left, xcr right, extract mid in this forstringr package. Let's see other motivation: extracting the last end character from a string in R. This user too on Stack Overflow wants something like SQL writes. And now let's see how to do that in forstringr package. But before we move to that, as I said before, forstringr is just a new package that combines the power of stringr and stringing package. So if you know how to do regex in R, of course, you may not need this forstringr. But if you are not that conversant with regex, that is regular regex, regular extraction, right? Regular expression, of course, you need to use this forstringr package. You know, just like stringr package, most function in this forstringr begins with str so that you can easily remember those functions. Currently, there are 7 functions in forstringr package, such as length omit NA, which counts the number of non-missing elements in a vector. Then we have 3 substring extraction functions, such as str left, str right, and str mid. Str left try to extract the string from the left, while this str right extract the string from towards the right, and then str mid extract characters in the middle of a string. Then we have other functions such as str split extract, which split a vector by a pattern, then extract the string by a positional index. So you see examples, after this page. Then we have str extract part, which try to extract the part of a string given a particular pattern. Then we have the last function, which is str remove white space, which remove any white space from string data type, any column in your data frame. So this guy will remove the white space, the leading and the trailing spaces in your data frame. Now, how can you install, or how do you install this forstring package? So one thing is that you need to have DevTools on your R environment. Should you don't have the dev tools, you have to install it by using this function, and then take it, the install GitHub, and then put these things there, and that will help you to install the forstringr package. Now, let's see this one by one. So the first one is the length omit NA. Remember, the length omit NA, try to count the non-missing element in a vector. So for example, we have this vector, which is a character data type. You can see that normal length function in now, we count all the elements in that vector. But what this length omit NA does better is that it will not count the NA, but you only count the non-missing element in a vector. If you look at the sum function or the main function or minimum and maximum functions in how, that is base R functions, those one has an argument to remove the NA, but the length function here does not have that functionality. So that is why we created this function to help us, remove the NA before counting the element in a vector. Then on this presentation, we will be seeing two examples for each of these functions. Remember, this one is talking about the vector data type, data structure. So the second example, we now see how to use this length omit NA in a data frame. So for example, let's say that you have a list of drugs like this one, right, which is a CSV file, and you import it with read_CSV in R, and you have a data structure like this, which is a data frame. Now, let's say you have a question, right, to count all the drugs, per row. So how will you do that? Of course, R is a programming language which works, by a vector. But how to do that in a row-wise, it's a little bit difficult. And now, although we have a function that can help us to do that, which is the row-wise function. So now, using this pipe, as you can see, the data frame is the drug list, and you have this row-wise to help you do the row-wise operation. Then you want to calculate or count the number of drugs, but excluding the NA in each row. So we have this length omit NA. Another problem on this data frame is that some cell here, as you can see, some may have duplicate values, such as this calcium channel blocker, and you can see it's repeated 2 times. So this unique function will help us to remove any duplicate before counting the drugs. Now let's see. As you can see, if you count it like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, right? So if you remove the NA, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you remove the duplicate part of this, so this will only be 3, and that is what all of these are doing. But what we really want to showcase is how to count the all these, and then excluding the NA, and that is what this length omit NA is doing. Then we have another function like strleft on this forstringr package. So as I said before, this one helps us to extract a string from the left. Now I have this example because I'm from Nigeria, so I want to take the first letter in this string or character data type, Nigeria. So if you don't specify the number, so it will extract the first letter for you, which is N. Now we have this one as Ghana, and I want to extract 2 characters from the left, and now this one has it. Then let's say you have a vector, like female, male, male, and female, and you just want to extract the first letter, and you can easily use strleft to do that. So for data type, for data frame, so how can we extract the first 3 letters from each of these? Because I'm using, example of Earth data. So most of you may not know what ICD-10 means. ICD-10 means International Classification of Disease, and that is how WHO classify human disease. Now, in this case, now I want to extract the first 3 letters. So how will I do that? Using the strleft function in forstringr package. Remember, so you just create the vector, and then use that str left, and then specify the number of characters that you want to extract. And then I'm using this relocate function to relocate this ICD time, because this guy will create a new vector here. All right, but I want to relocate what I'm creating here so that it can be in the second position, and that is what all of this does. So the next function is str right. So just like str left, that one extracts the string from the right. And as you can see it here, for vector example, and for data frame example, I have this penguins data. Everybody is familiar with penguins data. That is Parma penguins in how it's a data package in how. So I just subset this data from it. Let's say I have read it or imported it using read_csv, and I have this. But there is one concern. As you can see here, we have mixture of temperature in different scale. We have Celsius and Fahrenheit here. But let's say I want to extract all this scale, to be in another column. So how can I use strwrite to do that? So remember, strwrite extract a string from the right, and that is what this one does. Now we have a mint function, just like Excel, right? So the mint function, extract a string from the middle of a string. Now let's say we have superego. Now we want to start, extracting from the position of 7. Since this one, as you can see, this one is 1, 2, 3, and all of that, and then the letter E start here, which is the position 7, and from that you want to extract 5 characters from this, so you can use strmid to do that. Then how can we do it using a data frame example? So let's say we have this error code or error messages, and somebody's asking you, can you help me extract the error code out of all these strings? So it may be a little bit difficult if you are just learning how, but if you know regex, of course, you can easily do that. But you can also use strmid to do the same thing. So let's see how to do that. Since everything here has the same pattern, as you can see, error has the same pattern throughout, and then you have this colon, which is the same, and then you can specify where you want to start and the number of characters you want to extract from this, and that is what this one does for us. Then we have this one, that is str split extract. So sometimes you may want to extract a particular string, given a particular index. So for example, we have this top 10 richest in Nigeria. Okay, as you can see it here. And then we want to extract the first name. For example, here we have Aliko Dangote, we have Mike Adenuga, but we want to extract their first name, So how can we use str split extract to do that? Remember, you have to give the pattern, and the pattern is a space. And then the first position that you want to extract is the first name, which is 1. And that is why we have this. Then in data frame example, let's say we have the data frame, product key, and maybe your product manager wants you to extract city, out of all this product key. As you can see, you have 3 patterns here. This is the first one here, another one here, another one here. And you can see the patterns are not the same. This one has many lengths than this. So how can you use str split extract to do that? So as you can see, what you need to do is to give the pattern and then put the position of the index or value that you want to extract. And that is what we did here, and we got this. Then we have this one, str extra part. So str extra part does similar thing with str split extract. But what this one does better is that you don't need to specify the position, right? So what you just need to do is to put this argument before. So if it is before the pattern, so it will take all the all the strings before that pattern. And then if it is, because this argument is a Boolean, right? It's either true or false. So if it is false, then it will take, string after that pattern. And as you can see it here, we have the first name, we put before, that is, take everything before the space. And that is what we have here. Oh, I did not get the value, but that is what it will do. But look at this revenue, for example. So you want to remove this $sign. Of course, if you know regex, you may not need to use it. But if, let's say I don't know regex, so I can easily use this str extra part to do that. As you can see, revenue, that is the vector, then before. So we want to take, before is false, which means that we are taking after that $sign. And then we have all this. Although if you know another function, such as pass number in tidyr or dplyr package, so you may usually use that one, and that one will now extract all the numbers for you. Because this guy, as you can see, the resulting data type is still a string, but the pass number will extract all the numbers for you without having any sign, and then the resulting data type will now be numeric in R. So let's say for a data frame example, we have this, which, like, let's say they want to create a new email for the new user, in African R. Let's say we have all this full name, and then because we have the same domain name, so we have all of this, but we want to extract the first name so that the person can easily create email for them. Now we can use str extra part to quickly do that. And this is how we do it. So we create a vector first name, and then we use that function. Then we specify before it's equal to truth, so as to extract all of this. And then the pattern is space. Then that is what does this. And then for the email, of course, if you know str concatenate in a stringr package, so you can easily combine the first name and the domain that we have here, so that you can easily get all the emails for those new users. Then the last function in this forstringr package is str remove white space data frame. Because many a time, if you are dealing with survey data, data comes in different forms, right? People may put so many extra spaces, leading or trailing spaces. So how can you automatically remove those white spaces in your data frame? Of course, Google Sheet has something like that. When you put your data on Google Sheet, you can click on data, then data cleanup, and then remove white space, which will automatically remove those white spaces for you. Then we got that intuition from this Google Sheet. So that is why we created a function like that, which will automatically remove those white space in our data frame. So remember, we have this data in forstringr package, which is richest in Nigeria. So let's say we have all these. As you can see, we have a space here. We have some extra spaces here. So how can we use str remove white space data frame to automatically remove that? So this one only takes the data frame as its argument, and then it will automatically remove those white spaces for you. As you can see now, our data frame is now clean. Then, so how can you contribute to the forstringr package? Because this is an open source and we have the MIT license. So if you have any function which can do something better, or which can make something easier to be understood by the new R programmers, you can easily contribute to forstringr package. So one, if there's any error or a bug, so you can file an issue and then tell us the error so that we can easily correct it. Then if you have more fantastic functions, you can also create a pull request and we'll be happy to merge it. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you. Over to you, Aneda.
Thank you so much, Ezekiel. That's a lovely presentation for about the package that you developed. I'm sure there's going to be quite a number of questions from the audience. One of the things that we discussed right in the beginning was not related to the package, but really related to this these slides that you put together. And I was asking about how do you manage to get the video showing on your presentation, and you said you were using a package from R. Do you want to tell people about that? Because I think that's quite funky. So Ezekiel's able to move the video of himself around on the screen, as you can see what he's demoing here now. And I think for people who do their own presentations or have their own YouTube video YouTube channel, this could be very interesting. Ezekiel?
Yeah, thank you. So this presentation slide is created using stringr package in R. As you can see, everything here is in R. So let me show you how to do that. So first of all, you have to learn stringr package. So it's a wonderful package to create a presentation in R. Let me see. Okay, great. So we have this stringr package, as you can see, stringr and stringr extra, which will help you to do so many things. Number one is that you can easily edit anything you put on your slide, even though it is an HTML, you can still edit something. So you can broadcast, you can search, you can create clipboard and many things. So let me show you something about that. So as you can see here now, you can easily, let me go to place. Okay. All right. Sorry. Okay, so all right. Okay. So let's say I want to explain this str remove wide speed data frame. So with the help of stringr package, you can do so many things, something like a chalkboard, and so you can easily come here, use pointer to talk about anything. So you can even take a color. I like this, and then you can easily specify many things, all of that. Drop it back, then move with your slide. So stringr does most of that for you, and it's very easy. So this is how we can use a webcam, so you specify the width and the height, and even if you don't know HTML, so stringr helps you to do all of that. You can see, you can put a logo, you can, yeah, so that is it. And you can use different HTML classes. This slide here, we start from the middle. This one here, you can see, you can hide the logo, so many stuff like that. So that is it. Please, I will encourage everyone to learn stringr package.
Maybe we'll have to make it a prerequisite that people who present must use stringr to do their presentations. We can start a training session where we can all learn to use it. I've been told many times that it's a really powerful package. So thank you very much, Bill. I also have a question about how you develop this package. And I think that is what many people in the community might be interested about to hear is what resources did you use to know how to develop the package? What training did you get? What would you recommend for people who are new to package development or have never developed a package? How can you go about doing that or learning that if you're just starting out?
Okay, so thank you. I have the following advice. So the first one is that before you can create a package, one, you have to understand how base R function work. So you have to be familiar with R very well. Then number two is that you are creating a package to solve a particular problem. Of course, nothing is new on this heaven and the earth, but if you want to do something better, maybe because if you are creating or filing an issues, so it may take longer time, months, maybe to even merge your request, right? Of course, and if you are working in a particular organization, So you may want to create a package to help them, do their work better. Then we have so many learning resources in package creation, such as a book by Adley Wickham, that is package, such as this one. You can see, of course, I read every chapter in this book. Then, we have a big book of R, in which I also contributed to. So there are many books under this big book of R.com. Then you can look at package creation. So there are many books under that. Let me see. Package development. You can see now packages. So here now, so if you take any book here, so you'll be able to learn. Then you can also watch videos on YouTube, take courses on data camp. They also have a course in package creation. So I'm not advertising for data camp, but I think they have good resources, in that. So that's it. And then, of course, you may start small by small until you perfect everything. As they always say, that Rome was not built in a day. When we started creating this forstringr package, we started with this one, the str left, and from that we increased to str right. Then later we're doing something and we're like, there's nothing in how that can easily count the not missing element in the vector. Then we search everywhere to see whether we have a function that can do that. And we did not see, then we created this length omit NA just to help us count not missing element in a vector. So then you can even consider Stack Overflow to see so many questions there. Like, let me show you something. From there, you begin to see, idea of what people are asking, then how you can solve that, especially in R. So you can see so many questions. So then from there, that knowledge will be coming, and then you start developing something, and you can then put many people together to assist in developing that. So thank you.
Thank you. That's very, very useful advice, Ezekiel. I've also pasted some of the links that Ezekiel referred to in our Google Doc for people who want to refer to it afterwards.